Hare Krishna. So it's my great pleasure to be among all of you again, especially in the association of His Holiness Chandrasekhar Swami Maharaj. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you. Seek all of your blessings, so that I can speak something today on. Today is a very wonderful day, and I was just thinking, what is the day today? What is the day? It's Sunday. But then, everyone has assembled here on Sunday. Little bit up. Okay. Is it more clear now? Hari Bol. So, it's Sunday, definitely. But according to Vaishnava calendar, today is a very auspicious day. What is it? Anyone knows? No one? Okay, today is Vrindavana Dasa Thakura disappearance day. Hari Bol. And Vrindavana Dasa Thakura is one of the great acharyas in our disciplic succession. He is the first person, we'll be discussing more about his life, very beautiful life about Vrindavana Dasa Thakura. So, I was just considering today whether to speak on Gita or on Chaitanya Charitamrita or something else, on Ramayana. But then I was thinking, today being such a wonderful auspicious day of Vrindavana Dasa Thakura disappearance day, I wanted to speak on few pastimes about his life and see how we can learn such great lessons from his life. It's such a wonderful thing. Why Vrindavana Dasa Thakura is so very important to us? He is the first person who has written the great biography for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is who? Who is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Yes, he is Krishna, and he's come here to give this process of bhakti in a very simple way. Just by giving this process of bhakti through the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam eva kevalam, kalo nasteva, nasteva, nasteva gatiranyata. So, he is that personality who has made this love of Godhead very easily, available for everyone. What thing we are deserving, we cannot even imagine. Sometimes it's like, a person is getting rare jewels and, he doesn't understand the value of that jewel. It's like that, a person getting this Krishna Prema or Krishna Bhakti. Very, very rare. We were reading this verse yesterday in our Gita class. Bhaunam janmanamante jnanamam prapadyante vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatmasu dudlabha. So in that verse, it is explained that how rare it is for a person to come to the process of understanding this process of bhakti. It's very, very rare. And we can imagine this very easily. How many people are living in the world? How many people? 6, 7 billion, 7 billion people. 8 billion, he's coming to 8 billion now. So 8 billion people, imagine 8 billion people living, and then how rare, how many devotees are practicing? Very rare, very rare. How many people are living in New York? New York is how much population?
10 million.
10 million?
20 million.
20 million?
About 10 million.
About 10 million people are living here in New York. And hardly very few are interested to practice this bhakti. We can understand the rarity. Because Srila Prabhupada has told very clearly, I am not selling anything cheap. I am selling diamonds. And only those who value diamonds will come after diamonds. Or it's not like cheap thing. And that is something what Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to give. So it's so wonderful that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is coming and giving this love of God. It's very, very rare. It's so rare that, we cannot even imagine. Even if, Krishna is present, what did he ask? What did he ask for everyone to do? Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Aham tam sarva papebhyo moksha ishami mam sucha. So he's telling that you should surrender. First surrender, then I will give you bhakti. He's just giving bhakti, he's not giving prem. But here is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who is giving love of God, bhakti to everyone. And that love of God is available for everyone to accept. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Chaitanya Bhagavata, there is a verse which tells very beautifully that if one chants the holy name of the Lord every day sincerely, and if one doesn't commit sinful, if one doesn't criticize a Vaishnava, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling that I'll come personally and take him with me to my abode. So that is the gift what he is giving. He is giving the love of God to everyone. And that is available to us. And that Pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has been first time written by Vrindavana Dasa Thakura. So how great personality is Vrindavana Dasa Thakura. Amazing. So we'll go back a little bit in Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he just got initiated in, what is that place? He got initiated in, by Ishwar Puri in Gaya. No, not Gaya, Gaya. He got initiated in Gaya, and then after that coming back to Navdeep, he started behaving like a devotee and not like a normal devotee like us. When he used to chant the holy name of the Lord, he used to absorb so much that he used to cry tears, and he used to always chant, and that was like none of the devotees had seen such ecstatic symptoms. His hair was standing on the end. He was chanting. He was sometimes, trembling. Sometimes, tears were coming off from his eyes, and he was rolling on the ground sometimes. And so devotees were very ecstatic to see this thing. But her mother was thinking, oh my God, what is this? What has happened to my child? The child was so good before he went to Gaya. And now as soon as he came back from Gaya, all these ecstatic symptoms are visible. And some of the people around, they were advising that some of the air in the body has got misplaced. We should do some oil massages so that his hairs are properly reformed. And that day, one of the days, Srivas Thakur, he visits Mother Sachi. And Mother Sachi asks Srivas Thakur, what has happened to my child? I don't understand. And Srivas Thakur tells what he is having, what he is going through. I want that. He is exhibiting Krishna Prem. He is exhibiting love of Godhead by chanting the names of Krishna. I want that. And seeing this, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could understand. If Lord Srivas Thakur would have told that, I also had some imbalance in the air, or I had some disease, I would have immediately gone to Ganges and committed suicide by jumping in the Ganges. But Srivas Thakur has confirmed that this is what I also want. And then since then, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to respect Srivas Thakur a lot. And from the days on, he used to go every day to Srivas Angan and perform his Harinam Sankirtan day. Day in and day out, he used to perform Harinam Sankirtan. It was like such a wonderful time, just chanting the names of the Lord. And one day, as they were chanting the names of the Lord, what had happened, because they were chanting, some of the, during that time, the Bengal was ruled by Nawab Hussain Shah. And he was like into little bit of a problem with the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, because he was coming from a Muslim background. So he did not want anyone to chant the name of the Lord in the public, neither in the place. So a rumor had been spread, or a message was spread, that he's coming with all the soldiers and he's going to capture all the devotees. And when this message was heard, and all the people around the Navdeep, they became very afraid. Mule, the soldiers can capture anyone and put them into prison. What is the situation now? It's a very predicament situation where we are put in. And for whom? All this situation has arisen because of Srivas Thakur. He is chanting every day Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Every day he's chanting, he's making this so much noise, so much sound just by chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. See, we also have this problem sometimes, right? The neighbors complain. And this is problem not now, it's been problem since 500 years old. And it was like, people were very much afraid, that, they will be punished, or, they will be cursed by these soldiers, or they'll be captured. So they were telling that we should put down Srivas Thakur's house, we should just burn the house, and we should, just make Srivas Thakur and his family go away from Navdeep. And hearing this thing, Srivas Thakur, he felt very much pain in the heart, not for himself, but for all the devotees who were going through such pain. So he went inside his altar and he was praying to Narasimhadev. Whenever a devotee is in pain, where does he take shelter of? He takes shelter of Narasimhadev. And during that time, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was traveling around the Navdeep. He was traveling around the lanes of Navdeep. And when he was traveling, he came across few people, and these people were telling, see this, He's not at all afraid of the soldiers who are going to come within few hours. He's just so happily chanting and going around. What kind of person he is? And hearing this thing, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt, what are these people speaking? And then he felt this is such a wrong thing. He went little more ahead. He saw very beautiful cows. As he saw the cows, he felt in the mood of Lord Krishna. And then immediately he could understand what is happening around. He went running to the house of Srivas. When he went running to the house of Srivas, he kicked open the door and he entered the house. And when he entered the house of Srivas, he saw Srivas in the altar, near the altar, praying to the Lord. And then he went inside to the altar and told, I am he! I am he! The Lord who are praying, I am he! Srivas could not understand what is this person, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, speaking now. I am he, he's telling, so, with a tumultuous sound. And then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells, I am the same Supreme Lord whom you are praying for. I am the same Supreme Lord. And if you don't believe my words, see what I can do. And during that time, he tells, if you don't believe what is happening, why are you fearing so much from this Muslim ruler? Tell him to come. If he comes, I will go in his personal boat. I will ask all the elephants, all the animals of the forest to be assembled. And I'll ask them that whether these animals can chant the name of the Lord. Name of the Lord. No, they cannot chant. Then I'll make everyone chant the name of the Lord. All the animals will be raising their hands and keep chanting the names of the Lord. Hearing this thing, Srivas was like in great ecstasy. What is Lord exhibiting? What is Lord telling? And then he just turned towards Srivas Thakur and he told, you don't believe my words? See what I'll do now. There was a small girl, 4 years old girl. Her name was Narayani. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu turned towards Narayani and he told, Narayani, please chant the name of Krishna and please cry in ecstasy. As soon as she heard the name of Krishna from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mouth, the girl became so ecstatic. She was like, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. And she was just crying. And she was feeling the same ecstatic love what Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was feeling. And that was like so wonderful. Hearing this thing, everyone felt, oh my God, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can transfer this ecstatic feeling in everyone's heart. And hearing this, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srivas Thakur had no fear after that. He told, I want to worship you, Lord. Please sit on Vyasasana. I want to worship you. And immediately all the paraphernalia for worship of the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was arranged. And he started worshipping Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And after that, he took the dust, he washed the feet of the Lord. He took the water and he drank. He sprinkled on all the devotees. And during that time, it was very wonderful. It was not that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave mercy just to Srivas Thakur. He gave mercy to each and every person who was there in the house. In fact, to all the maid servants, all the people who were serving Srivas Thakur. It was such a wonderful thing to see that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu want to give mercy to a devotee, not just to a devotee, but anyone who is connected to a devotee. A very beautiful lesson for us. Very beautiful lesson. If we somehow or the other become attached to a devotee, somehow or the other, then we get the mercy of the Lord. We get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is like success for us. If we become attached to Srila Prabhupada or one of his associates, that is success for us. Because Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will definitely show mercy. Is showing mercy on Lord Chaitanya, on Srila Prabhupada. And then by becoming attached to a devotee, the mercy is flowing through us also. So it's one of the greatest thing. Somehow or the other, one should develop this attachment to a devotee. So during that time, Narayani was just 4 years old and she received the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And after that, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, many times whenever he was at the house of Srivas Thakur, he used to call Narayani and he used to feed her from her own plate. Whenever Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was taking prasad, he was feeding Narayani, please take. It is mentioned in the Chaitanya Bhagavata that from the mouth of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, sometimes he was feeding Narayani. So everyone, all the devotees, they knew what kind of mercy this small girl Narayani has received. And who was this Narayani? She was the niece of Srivas Thakur. And in future, she became the mother of Vrindavana Dasa Thakura. That's why I'm telling this beautiful pastime of Narayani. It's so important, that Narayani, when she became pregnant, she was carrying this child, Vrindavana Dasa Thakura, And she was like always, everyone knew that, she's becoming like, she has received so much mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What kind of child he is carrying, what kind of blessing is happening on that child. And hearing this thing, and what had happened is that when she was becoming a mother, she lost her husband, and she was all of a sudden with no house. And then she had taken shelter in the house of Vasudev Datta. And Vasudev Datta was living in Mamgachi. There is a village in Mayapur, Navdeep Mayapur, where Vasudev Datta was living. And who is this Vasudev Datta? Great personality. Each personality in Chaitanya Charitamrita is such a wonderful personality. If we just hear or speak about these personalities, our hearts get purified, because they had so much love for Lord. What kind of love, what kind of compassion they had. Vasudev Datta, one time when he was meeting Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came running and he told Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you are giving mercy to all of the devotees, but I have a problem. I see that all the people around, they are not practicing bhakti. They are not able to come and take shelter of you. They are not coming and chanting the names of the Lord. What will happen to them? What will happen to them? And he started telling Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that, I am ready to take all the sins of this personality, all the people who are there. I will take the sins of all this personality. But you please give your mercy so that they can chant your name. They can, take shelter of you. Hearing this thing, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's heart started feeling with great amount of love and compassion. And he started glorifying Vasudev Datta, telling that, who are you? You are Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj was the one who was praying in the same words, telling that, I want to stay in this material world. For whom? To deliver all the people around, all the people who are there in this world, so that I can preach them and I can bring back to you. And that was the mood, same mood what Vasudev Datta was carrying. In fact, he was the personification of Prahlad Maharaj who was taking part in Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime. And Narayani was living with Vasudev Datta. And Vrindavana Dasa Thakura was growing in that house where Vasudev Datta was there, Narayani was there. What kind of love he was receiving, what kind of mercy he was receiving. He was every day receiving the nectarian pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Every day he was receiving. And when Vrindavana Dasa Thakura took birth, he became little, he was around 4-5 years age, he could understand. During that time, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had taken sannyas. And he was living in Navdeep during that time. So it was like a very different time. He wanted to have darshan of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in Jagannath Puri, so he could not go there. And here he felt that, oh my God, what is this? What is happening? And when we were speaking about compassion, I just remembered this very beautiful pastime of Srila Prabhupada. In the same way, Srila Prabhupada actually, he came all the way from India, suffering 2 heart attacks. At the age of 69, traveling in a cargo ship, suffering 2 heart attacks, going through such pain, seasickness. We cannot travel sometimes, Sometimes when we go in the boat, we feel, sick when we are there in water for a long time. And here is Srila Prabhupada who has come all the way, traveling for long, 38 days he was traveling, and then he came to the west, and he came to Boston first, and then eventually started his preaching here to the Western people. So such great pain, such great trouble he has taken. One time Srila Prabhupada was in Vrindavan, and then he rang his bell, to call his secretary. And when the secretary had come, Prabhupada told that, there's a bug here. And Prabhupada just saw, and that secretary was like the servant who was serving. He was trying to see where exactly it is. He was searching everywhere, and after like couple of minutes, he found that there was a small bug who was around Prabhupada's feet. And Prabhupada saw towards the servant and he told, please go get a Mahaprasad flower and feed the bug. It seems the bug is not moved for a long time. That means the bug is hungry. That was the mood of Prabhupada. That was the compassion of our Prabhupada for that small living entity. Just imagine, what kind of compassion this Srila Prabhupada had towards not even just a small bug which was not moving. What to speak on all of us? For all of us, he has taken such great amount of pain, such great amount of trouble for establishing this movement. What all things Srila Prabhupada had to go through. At the age of 70, 75, managing ISKCON, not a joke. Managing one temple is so tough. You ask Maharaj. Is it, Maharaj? Managing one department, you ask me, I am trying to manage one department. It's so tough sometimes. What to speak of a temple, but what to speak of a movement. And he had hundreds of disciples, thousands of disciples. Thousands of letters which were coming every time. He was replying so many letters. He was guiding his disciples. He was training these disciples and preaching the message to all the people who were coming. What kind of trouble Srila Prabhupada has gone through. What kind of compassion he had for all of us. Same in the mood of Vasudeva Datta. Amazing. So when we were speaking about Vasudeva Datta, it was like he had that great amount of compassion for all the living entities. And that same amount of compassion was developing in the heart of Vrindavana Dasa Thakura. So it was Vrindavana Dasa Thakura who eventually, when he went to Jagannath Puri, that time he wanted to see that how he can, the moment he was about to travel to Jagannath Puri, immediately what he came to know that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had left this world. And it was like such a heartbreaking thing. Even though he was there during the time of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he could not take darshan of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he was feeling so bad, so terrible, as if, he just, the world has, taken aback, or the earth has cracked and he's entering into the earth actually. That was the feeling he was feeling when he heard the news that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has left this world. And then, over a period of time, Lord Nityananda Prabhu, he started traveling. And when he started traveling, he came to Mamgachi. And there he met Vrindavana Dasa Thakura. As soon as he met Vrindavana Dasa Thakura, he could understand what kind of pure love he had. And Vrindavana Dasa Thakura immediately accepted Lord Nityananda Prabhu to be his disciple, to be his guru. Vrindavana Dasa Thakura accepted him and Nityananda Prabhu to his guru, and Nityananda Prabhu very fortunately, very lovingly accepted Vrindavana Dasa Thakura to be his disciple. And he was like so happy training him, speaking about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and discussing about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this is how he transformed the heart of Vrindavana Dasa Thakura. And Vrindavana Dasa Thakura became very, very dear to Lord Nityananda Prabhu. And it is told that he started traveling with Lord Nityananda Prabhu for a long time. And then eventually, when Lord Nityananda Prabhu also left, he came back to Kharda, with the place where Lord Nityananda Prabhu was living. His consort Janva Devi was living. And Janva Devi and Vrindavana Dasa Thakura, they were living together, discussing about the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes and the glories of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. So Vrindavana Dasa Thakura, he writes this very beautiful pastime. During this, after some years, there was this Narottam Das Thakur. He organizes this festival of first Gaur Purnima festival. After Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left, all disciples, all the associates of the Lord, they were feeling they were bereft of the association of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And just during that time, Narottam Das Thakur, he happened to find the very beautiful deities of Lord Gaurang Mahaprabhu and 6 other deities of Lord in the godown of a snake. There's a very beautiful pastime that also, that how the snakes were hissing every time, not allowing any person to come. But a dream came to Narottam Das Thakur that the Lord is there inside. And he asked, where is this meal? Where is this factory where it has been infested with snakes? It was a rice meal and it was infested with snakes. No one could go there. And eventually, Narottam Das Thakur just walks in the door and he sees there are thousands of snakes which are there. And as soon as they see Narottam Das Thakur, all the snakes, they just go away from that place. It's like, something beautiful happened. And Narottam Das Thakur walks inside and he finds the deities of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, golden deities of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he finds other 6 deities of Lord. And then he brings them back and then he wants to install these deities. And during that time, he calls Shyamanand Pandit, Srinivas Acharya and everyone to organize first Gaur Purnima festival of our, in our parampara after Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had left. And during that time, Vrindavana Dasa Thakur, Janva Mata and everyone, they start traveling towards Kharda. Not from Kharda, they travel towards this place Keturi. Keturi is in Bangladesh. They travel towards Keturi. And this is where they organize, they meet. They have such beautiful festival of Lord Gaurang Mahaprabhu. When they start performing the Abhishek for the deities, it's so beautiful. And then Narottam Das Thakur, for the first time, he introduces this Kirtan, the Hare Krishna Kirtan, in a Bengali tune, playing one kartal at one time, two kartals. Now here we play around 4-5 kartals, and we understand how the beat, how the speed builds up and everything like that. Narottam Das Thakur introduces such type of beautiful kirtans. And then he starts playing one kartal, second, third and fourth, and the drums keep adding. And there are 6 drums which are getting played together with 5 or 10 play pairs of kartal. And the kirtan starts growing. And during that time, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again come back. He manifests himself again in that kirtan. And he gives darshan to everyone. He dances with everyone. And that is the time when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so happy. Vrindavana Dasa Thakur, everyone, they start dancing in ecstasy, just hearing this beautiful pastimes of, just hearing this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And all of a sudden, when the kirtan is at the peak, at the crescendo, immediately Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes back. All his associates who disappeared, they just disappear. And everyone feels like, what has happened? It's like as if the life has gone away. And immediately everyone is shaken, what is this happening? And everyone falls to the ground crying. And Narottam Das Thakur is crying. And during that time, Janva Mataji, she gets back and then makes everyone get up, by doing slow kirtan and everything. And then that is the very beautiful festival what happens, one of the main festival where Vrindavana Dasa Thakur is present. And after that, Vrindavana Dasa Thakur starts writing a very beautiful literature on the order of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that literature is called Chaitanya Mangala actually. But then, it is Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami who tells it shouldn't be called Chaitanya Mangal. It should be called Chaitanya Bhagavata. And why it is called Chaitanya Bhagavata? I'll just read a couple of verses from CC. He tells that, Vrindavana Das Narayani re Nandananan Chaitanya Mangal Yeho Karila Rachan. Vrindavana Das Thakur, the son of Srimati Narayani, composed Sri Chaitanya Mangal, later known as Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. Bhagavatera Krishna Lila Varnilara Veda Vyas Chaitanyera Lila Laite Vyasa Vrindavana Das. This is very beautiful thing. Sri Srila Vyasadev describes the pastime of Krishna in Srimad Bhagavatam. The same Vyas of pastimes, the Vyasadev of pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Vrindavana Dasa Thakur. So Vyasadev, who is writing this very beautiful literature, Srimad Bhagavatam, he is describing Srimad Bhagavatam and he is writing that such beautiful literature. And he is describing all the pastimes of Lord Krishna. But who is that Vyasadev for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He is Vrindavana Dasa Thakur. And he starts describing such beautiful pastimes. Everything, Chaitanya Bhagavata is such nectarian pastimes. There is Adikhand, Madhyakhand and the last Khand. There is, what is it? Antya Khand. So there is Adi, Madhya and Antya Khand. And that are like so beautiful pastimes. And what happens, because he is the disciple of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, in Chaitanya Bhagavata he starts manifesting, he starts speaking more of the pastimes of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. And he forgets to describe the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And at that time, he tells that there is one great devotee who will be going to write all the pastimes of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that is none other than Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So that is how there is such beautiful literature what this Chaitanya Mangal has been written by Vrindavana Dasa Thakur. Eventually naming it as Chaitanya Bhagavat by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami and other devotees. So Vrindavana Dasa Thakur is such a wonderful personality, He has taken the nectar of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's each and every pastime. And in a very sweet way, he has described the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Today we did not it's so important that today we are able to hear the glories of Lord Vrindavana Dasa Thakur. It's such a great personality in one way. If we just pray to Vrindavana Dasa Thakura, what kind of love he had toward Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If we get a small, tiny drop of his love, our life can become successful. And we are looking for that love. Everyone is looking for that love. And that love can be given very easily by the acharyas. And they are ready to give. The point is, we need to ask the Lord, we need to ask these acharyas. The more we beg to these acharyas, then this love can be easily attained actually. Maharaja, how long should I go?
Well, we should start for questions.
Okay, so definitely so we'll end here with the. Well, I'll just end with a very beautiful thing what I read. This is not about Vrindavana Dasa Thakura, but then I was going through my notes and I felt this was such a beautiful thing what I read. I just wanted to discuss that thing. I read this somewhere. There is this very beautiful analogy given with the water. When the water, when it falls, when the rain water, when it falls down, it comes in contact with what? With earth, mud. The moment it comes in contact with mud, the water becomes muddy. And that water is not at all useful. But if the same water, when it drops on a holy river like Ganges or Yamuna, what happened to that water? That water becomes holy water. The water becomes holy water. And if the same water, if it is falling, and if suppose someone is cooking in the garden, and there is a frying pan which is there, and it's very hot, the moment the water drops on that pan, what will happen? The water evaporates. Is it not? The water loses its existence all in together. And the same water, the rainwater, when it falls down, and it falls down on a lotus leaf, what happens to that water? Yeah, it will float on it, but it will shine because of the sun rays or the light falling on the drop of the water. It will shine. And if the same water droplet, when it falls in the shell, what happens? It turns into a pearl. It turns into a pearl.
It falls on what?
In a shell.
Shell?
Yeah.
What kind of shell?
This oyster. Oyster shell. If it falls in the oyster shell, it turns into a pearl.
Pearl, okay.
That's how pearls are formed. So when I was reading about this thing, particle of sand? No.
Sand. If one grain of sand goes into the inside of the mollusk, then it starts covering it with it. So it's not the water. It's the
But I read it. It's like the water which drops with the. I don't know. Maybe might the mixture of sand. Might be with a mixture of sand.
Poetic license.
Yeah. So let us research about this thing. Whether it's sand or water. But the thing is, it transforms into a pearl. And then the author was telling so beautifully, what is the thing what is common with this water? What happened to this water? It became mud, it became holy water, it evaporated, or it was shining like, very dazzling diamond, or else it became like a pearl. What was the thing, what was common with this water? Yeah, it was the association that mattered. With whom you associate, you become like that. You want to become muddy, become like muddy like consciousness, then we can associate with people who are muddy, who are dirty. We can become like that. We can become like that muddy person. But if we associate with holy river or holy people, then we become holy. If we associate with people who are doing very dangerous activities, then our life can end at any time. Or if we associate with people who are, looking for some material prosperity, then we may shine. But what will happen to the water which is there on the lotus leaf? It will eventually drop in the river, or it will lose its existence over a period of time. And it may become like a pearl. So this is like what type of association we are in, we become that. I read this thing, I felt, wow, it's so wonderful. Like, we need the right association. And devotees, when it comes to devotees, what is more important? When we come in the association of devotees, we are looking for bhakti. We are not looking for anything else. We are looking only for bhakti. We are looking for devotion towards the Lord. And that is what we want in our heart to grow. We are coming to practice here in this Hare Krishna movement, or the ISKCON movement, is for growing our bhakti. And when we grow our bhakti, when we come in the association of devotees, then our bhakti is growing. That is what we are looking for. We want that bhakti to be grown. So association does matter a lot. Whatever association we are in, we should just always be in the right association, where our consciousness is always uplifted, not that our consciousness goes down. And today, being such an auspicious day, the disappearance day of Vrindavana Dasa Thakura, we can always pray to him that, please allow us to always be in the right association, so that our consciousness always grows. We can receive the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We can receive his mercy. We can attain that bhakti what Srila Prabhupada is coming and giving us. We want that. We want to chant the Shuddh Naam. We want to chant the pure names of Lord. That we can get through on these days when we pray to these acharyas. So I'll end here. Srila Vrindavana Dasa Thakura ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So anyone has any questions or comments or anything, corrections, please feel to do so. Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I have a question. In the Bhagavatam, we know that there is 18,000 of verse,
Yes.
and so many nice story and lila. But out of that, whenever Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to go to Gadadhar Pandit's home, and he always asked Gadadhar Pandit that you read the Prahlad Maharaj and Dhruva Maharaj story.
Yes.
Why was that? Is there was any internal things that he wanted to teach us?
Yeah, in one way we can see, from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's this interaction, especially with Gadadhar Pandit, he wanted to make sure that, to exhibit the glories of Prahlad Maharaj and Dhruva Maharaj. What kind of determination, what kind of love they had towards attaining the bhakti was shown by them. What kind of determination was required. As a devotee, he always wanted to discuss about devotees among the devotees. So he was not discussing the glories of, the gopis and other things, but he was discussing that thing in Gambhira with his close associates. But when he was common with the public, with the other devotees, he always wanted to glorify the devotees more and more, especially discussing about Dhruva Maharaj and Prahlad Maharaj. It was not just these charitas, which he liked. He loved all the verses from Bhagavatam, but these were his favorite. When it came in this section that, Prahlad Maharaj and Dhruva Maharaj were his favorite actually, because at such a small age they attained such great bhakti. They were exhibiting such a great amount of devotion, and that was one of the things why it is very favorite to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In fact, if we see, this Dhruva Maharaj section is so important for us, for a sadhaka. It is like one of the biggest section in Srimad Bhagavatam in 4th canto. And in 7th canto, Prahlad Maharaj section is the biggest section. In fact, the complete 7th canto is about Prahlad Maharaj, his teaching. So this is such an important thing. Before jumping directly to Krishna Leela, he always wanted to practice this pastimes, hear these pastimes, so that he can understand and read and relish the mood of Dhruva Maharaj and Prahlad Maharaj more and more.
Yeah, that means bhakti first, then other things you can touch.
Yes. First is our bhakti, first is our determination and everything, and then we can go ahead and learn more and more about Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Actually, that's a very good point, because we have to graduate from sadhana bhakti to raga bhakti.
Raga bhakti, yes.
Can you explain a little bit how that works and why it has to be that way?
Sadhana bhakti to raganuga bhakti. Yes. So it's very important that Srila Prabhupada has always told us that we should go step by step. We want to have an organic growth in our bhakti. We don't want to jump to a higher stage of bhakti when we are not there. We cannot give a small student, a PhD textbook and ask him to read. That is very insane for that student. The student will never understand, and it will be like a very great cheating for the teacher if he's giving like that. So same way, when Srila Prabhupada, he's giving us this bhakti, he has asked us to go through proper stages of bhakti. First is, we should have proper shraddha, proper faith. Second, we should have bhajana kriya. We should have so much interest in our bhajan that when we are chanting the names of the Lord, we should be so absorbed. That bhajana kriya, we should have that taste. And then, we should be taking part every day. Our life should be surrounded with this bhajana kriya. And not just bhajana kriya, then we always are aspiring for sadhu sangha. That is the third stage of our bhakti. If we are just looking or associating with sadhu, that is what everyone is looking for. Sadhu Sangha. And then fourth stage is Anartha Nivritti. The moment you are in a Sadhu Sangha, you are practicing bhakti, then all the impurities which are there in the heart, lust, greed, anger, envy, pride, all the envy, desire, anxiety, all these things will eventually evaporate. In fact, they will come up to the surface, they will test everyone. Whether you want lust, you want to become lusty, you want to become greedy, or you want to become envious, or everything like that. And Krishna tests every devotee in this Anartha Nivritti. When one passes this stage of Anartha Nivritti, then he comes to a platform of Nishtha. That time he is very nicely situated in practicing bhakti. That time his taste for chanting is increasing every time. His taste for performing service is increasing. That time the service doesn't feel like burden. Bole, I want to do this. No, he feels I should do this. That is the thing. It's not that I want to go for Sunday program. It's not like that time. He's running. Well, when is the time coming? 5 o'clock I should be here. Not 5 o'clock. 4:30 I should be here. Right, Maharaj? He should be here. So that is how he'll be so steadily actually Nishtha. He will be practicing at that stage in Nishtha. And then there is bhav, which there is great amount of love which arises in the heart of a devotee. And then there is Nishtha, and then Ruchi. Then Ruchi increases. Then there is so much Ruchi that he doesn't want to bother about what Donald Trump is doing. He's just bothered about what is happening with Krishna, what is happening with his heart, and he just wants to chant, take shelter of Krishna. And then Krishna Prem will arise in his heart. So one cannot jump, surpassing all these stages and directly jump to the Raganuga Bhakti where he spontaneously want to love Krishna. That never happens. That will never happen in anyone's heart. It's always, we have to go through organically. Anytime if you do jump from any of the stage and you want to jump to a higher stage, then definitely you will fall down. You will fall down. And we have seen this thing. Prabhupada has seen this thing. Sometimes some of the Prabhupada disciples, when they were carried away with the words of some of the Babajis of Vrindavan, they started practicing Raganuga Bhakti. They were trying to imitate, by becoming a peacock. And they were taking the pose of a peacock and trying to practice early in the morning at 2 o'clock, getting and trying to get that form of a peacock, to become a peacock for Lord Krishna. Eventually, Prabhupada told this won't work. And then what had happened? That person left after a few months and he was seen serving at a gas station, some other place. Right? It happened that. So this is not first time, and we have seen this thing happening again and again. When people want to jump to a higher stage without going through proper stages, then he cannot sustain there. So it's very important that one should grow through the right stages. And for that, we need association of devotees always. Never a time, a devotee can be alone practicing bhakti. Prabhupada makes this statement very powerfully. It's insane if a person tells that without association of devotee, I can practice bhakti. It's not at all. It's insane. It's not possible. So at every stage of our practicing bhakti, we need association of devotees. And when the association of devotees is there, that is like a great amount of protection. They protect us. Like in Bharat Maharaj's case, what had happened? Why did he fell down? He did not have any association. No one came and warned him that your attachment to the deer is increasing more and more. If some devotee would have came and told, Prabhu, you have to do your sadhana, not take care of the deer, then immediately Bharat Maharaj would have understood, oh yeah, I'm misled by this deer. He left he left the kingdom. What kind of king? He was the king of the universe. He had palaces, he had queens, he had children, he had ministers, he had soldiers, army, whatever he wanted he could have done. And everything he left. How did he leave? Like in the morning when we go for, clearing our stomach, we leave our stool behind. He left everything behind. And then over a period of time, because of the material energy's influence, he became attached to a small deer. And he lost taste in bhakti. He was at the stage of bhava and he fell down from that stage of bhava because he was not in the association of devotees. So association of devotees is very important. In any stage you are in, association of devotees is very, very important. If we have that, then it becomes very easy for us to be protected in the path of bhakti. So if one has the association of devotees, he should never leave that. That is one of the greatest blessings, greatest blessings what a devotee can have. And he should never, never leave that association where his bhakti is growing. So, is that good, Maharaj?
Yes, that's very wonderful.
Thank you, Ma'am. Anything?
All right, so we'll end there. Would you like to lead your artik?
Oh yes, Maharaj, definitely. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samved Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Sri Vrindavana Dasa Thakura ki jai.